Welcome, virtual campers. I'm Zany Heart the Clown, or Miss DeeDee, if you know me from Choristers Guild Summer Music Camp. We sent you some makeup, so I want to show you application techniques. If you've taken my class before during summer camp, these will seem pretty familiar to you. You've received one of these faces in your packet. So the packet is going to be all the things you need to make yourself into a funny clown. This is just a plain old regular face, and you can make it anything you like. I suggest that you give a try to a few simple ideas, and I do mean simple, because if you put a whole bunch of stuff on your face, you'll just kind of look like an abstract painting. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at clown faces that are called Auguste clowns, which means you only have a little bit of white around the eyes and the mouth. I'm going to show you how to do it. And if you want to follow along on the email you got from Miss Katy, the instructions are going to more or less follow this idea of application. All right, so the first thing you'll do is apply the white. Everybody got a little sponge. Some of them look like a wedge. Most of them look like a square. But either way, that's what you get. If you don't like it, there are many ways to apply white makeup. This is just one of the most easy applications. Your white is a grease paint. It's water soluble. And you have plenty in here because it hardly takes any to make your white look white on your face. So you're just going to put a little bit of this grease paint, just a little bit. Can you see how tiny that is? You're going to put a little bit on here. And you're going to tap this grease paint onto your eye. Just tap it. It looks a little ugly and not very neat. But you'll see that we can fix that right up. Now, I'm going to do a funny face that I used to always use when I was a professional clown. And look how globby that white looks. But we're going to fix that up. Don't be discouraged. Now, I notice that this is kind of globby up here, and I need more white. So I'm going to take some from my eye, and I'm going to put some down here. All right, it still doesn't look very attractive, but the beauty of grease paint is that it requires a nice touch. So start slapping yourself, just a little. And look how nicely it smooths up. Now notice I started at my eyes when I put on the white, and I moved down the face. So look at me here. I'm just working with the white. I'm going to put a little white on my nose, but you know what? You might not want to do that because you're going to put the sponge ball nose on your face. It won't hurt the sponge ball, but it will make it look kind of powder white. So can you see how nicely it smooths out? You might have someone help you out, like your mom, or a big big sister. Maybe not your big bother. Alrighty, here we go. We're looking pretty good. So you see how I only have parts of my face with white. And that's going to be the basic shape of my white. But look how nice it turns out when you slap it a little bit. Just a little patty slap. Okay. Now that that's done, my instructions say to work from the top to the bottom. So the next thing I'm going to do, according to my instructions, it tells me that I'm going to adorn my eyebrows. So the cool thing about these little paints that I sent you is that it goes a long way. So in one of these, I think I have blue. Yes, I do. The really cool thing about these red Maybelline pencils is that they double as a brush. A long time ago, I figured out that brushes are kind of expensive and they don't last very long. So I figured out I can use a variety of things to apply the makeup, and it's just amazing as well as cost effective. So I've put a little blue on the bottom of this Maybelline eyebrow pencil. And look at that. I am tapping the blue on my eyebrow, and then I am just using it almost as if it's a paintbrush. But there's no brush on it. Isn't that just amazing? And it cost me nothing. Now, if you do have some brushes that you prefer to use, you just go right ahead. But just keep in mind, you got to wash them between each color. Alrighty, so there's my blue eyebrow. Not too bad. Oh, the harp is playing. That must mean that it loves my face. Now, I like blue on one eye and green on the other eye. And if you haven't noticed, this eye is taller than this eye. So I am going to use a little skinnier dab of green on this eyebrow. Isn't that peculiar? Look how interesting. And I'm using the cap end of this Maybelline pencil. Now, it's going to smooth out every time I touch it, so it gets better and better. I'm going slow, and if you're doing this on your own, go slow, because if you go too fast and you make a mistake, then you get so frustrated with yourself. But I just want to let you know, don't worry. If you happen to make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can do a couple of things. First of all, you can just decide to change your idea to accommodate the error you made. Or if you're really, really bothered by how it looks, you can get these fabulous products called baby wipes. They take off everything. So be very careful, because if you want to just get a little bit gone, be very, very careful you don't get all of it gone or too much of it gone. It takes off any mistake. Alrighty, I think I need a little bit longer on this eyebrow. And I'm just going to draw it all the way down to make sure both of my eyes don't look the same. I definitely want two different looking eyes, just to make me sillier. But you don't have to do two eyes if you don't want. You can just do the same eyes, but I gotta warn you, it's really hard to get them exactly the same. It'll drive you crazy. But in the meantime, I'm gonna wipe this paint off And look at that. It's all clean and ready to use in a different color. So now, let's see here. What's my next thing? We've done the eyes at the top. Oh, I know what else we have to do. I've still got this in my hand. I am going to outline the white. Now, it works the best if you can do it all in one fell swoop so that you don't have any little choppy parts of your black. But as you can see, I'm going to need to work a little bit with mine. There we go. It's looking a little better. All right, not too bad. And again, look at what I can do. I can be very careful and wipe off any parts that I don't care for if you have baby wipes. All right, what else I want to do is draw a very simple heart right on my cheek. Looks like a heart. Now, if your pencil happens to break, like you might have seen mine lost a little tip of the edge, you can just use a pencil sharpener, and the pencil sharpener will sharpen this up. It might not work so well on your regular pencils afterwards, but I think you'll figure it out. All right, so I've got the heart on my cheek, and I want it to be blue. So here I'm heading for my pots of color again. And I'm getting my blue open, and I'm going to use my bottom edge of the Maybelline pencil, and I'm just going to fill in this heart with some color. And notice, you don't need too much. It goes a long ways. And I'm just going to spread it around. And I'm going to add more if necessary. But you can see that this makeup goes a long way. Oh, and you might want to keep in mind that you have to make some odd faces while you're painting, because you want to make sure that you get it in all the nooks and crannies of your skin. And by the way, I should have mentioned that you want to have a clean face to begin with. So don't leave your peanut butter and jelly lunch around your lips and stuck on your cheeks and nose, because that'll make a mess. Alrighty, here we go. Back to my heart. And if I have a little point, look how I can use the other end . And in fact, I think I'm going to need a little more in that little point of the heart. Well, that's pretty good. I think I need to tap it out with my finger. I think I want to do a little more. All right, I think we're pretty good. Well, hang on. You know, makeup can just be so consuming. You can't see anything but the makeup and you think, oh my gosh, oh no, I could have done so much more. Look at me. I'm getting a little bit obsessive compulsive. All right, I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it there. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit more here. Okay, pretty darn good. All right, that's a simple heart. Other ideas might possibly be flowers or clovers, maybe a butterfly, a lightning bolt, a symbol that you find attractive like bubbles. You might want to put little circles on your cheeks. Keep it simple and don't get too many. That's why you want to practice on paper. Okay, so after we do that, it looks like my next thing to do is, I'm going to show you how to do Auguste cheeks. That's not mentioned with that word Auguste in my paper, but I do mention that you could get rosy cheeks by mixing some orange and some red. So I'm going to clean off my Maybelline pencil and I'm going to dip in the orange first. If I can get this open. There we go. Oh, that's not orange, it's green. Ah! Here's orange. Okay. So I'm going to use the flat end. I'm just going to draw a little bit around that funny white mouth that I did. And then I'm going to put a little tiny dot over on this side. But I don't need too much. And then I'm going to put that red just underneath that orange. And I'm going to blend them together with my finger. After I put the red on, then I'll put down my pencil and I'll just use my finger. All right, here's the red. I cleaned off my pencil and I'm using the flat end. Here we go. I'm going to smile a little so that my cheeks get a little plumper, although you probably already think I have fat cheeks. But all we need is a tiny bit. Now look what I can do. I'm going to use my ring finger because it's not a strong finger and I just want a light touch. So look at this. Look how I can blend that up. And I can also just kind of tap around and soften some of that white. See how light that is? It's almost stripy, but not quite. And if I decide that I need to be more precise, all I have to do is use the pointy end of my pencil brush. Well, there's no brush about it, but we're using this pencil like a brush. And I'm just pushing the makeup where I like it. Okay, I think that's not bad. Now, on the instructions I sent, I made sure to tell you, we don't want red and yellow and orange near the eyes because the makeup made with those dyes is an irritant. It's an eye irritant. It does fine on the rest of your face, your skin, but around your eyes, it's just no fun to mess with. So keep the red, the yellow, and the orange away from your eyes. Another thing I want you to remember is that the best color on your lips is red or pink. Those are the best. I don't want any black lips, and I don't like them outlined in black. It gives a person a rather scary countenance when you have those techniques of makeup. So it's time now for me to put some red lipstick on. I'm going to use the fat end here. And if you actually have a lipstick, feel free to use it. But I like this bright makeup. And I always think that the lips are one of the best things you can exaggerate. And I think it's rather nice to exaggerate a smile. So there we go. And I think, since I don't have a sponge ball nose, I'm going to draw a heart on my nose. Here's my pencil. There's a heart. And I think I want a red heart. All right, there's my heart. I think I smell a heart. No wonder. Now, if you're not too faint of heart, you can use your Maybelline eyebrow pencil at your eyes. But I know a lot of people, when it comes to mascara and eyeliner, they just blink and blink and blink and blink. So I'm going to show you what I do. I look up, and I put my mirror up, and then I draw under my eye and I line it. And then I look down, and I try to draw on the top of my eye. It's a crazy hard thing for many kids to do. Well, it's even a hard thing for any grown-ups to do. Kind of got to get used to it. So I've got that eye lined. And now I'm doing the other one. Okay, my eyes are lined, and I think I look pretty okay. But now, the most important thing, you must not forget, and you must not talk your mom into letting you forego the powder. Use cornstarch. I put mine in a sock, but you don't have to. But I'll show you how easy it is if you do. And it could be any sock, best if it's clean. Look at that. I want to do this powdering because I don't want my grease paint to smear. Smeared grease paint is not attractive. You can use any brush you want. I have a couple of little brushes here of my own. They work just fine. This is my favorite. It's kind of a blush brush. Now, I know that my face looks kind of dull, but in a few minutes, after I brush this off, those colors are going to come back looking pretty vibrant. You'll be amazed. If you've taken my class at camp, you'll know how this works. Now keep in mind that grease paint can stick on your eyelashes. You can put on some mascara if you like, or you can just carefully pull off the white grease paint after you've powdered and get rid of as much of the ghostly white eyelashes. All right, so there goes most of the grease paint and most of the powder. And I think that if you can manage mascara, it's the best. But don't worry, because it's so tricky to keep yourself from poking your eye if you're young. And you never want to trust somebody else because it just makes you all jittery. So it's okay if you don't want to put on mascara, but maybe just try to get the dust off your eyelashes. Okay, I think that's it for the makeup, but look at this. I don't know what kind of hat you're going to wear, but this is the hat that I used to always wear when I went out and did my magic tricks and my clown shows. Ooh, I think I want to get some of this makeup off of my hand. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Pretty attractive, don't you think? You could call me Moldy Locks because my hair is green. There you go. Stay tuned for some instruction on full white face.